Hello, everyone. We are back with Vexx again, and hopefully we can finish the game this time. Oh, this is actually quite loud. Let's turn that down a bit. One more notch. That's better. So, welcome in Glitch. I think Zeno might be away, because I don't see his message. Oh, that was a strong yawn. Oh, my jaw. So, we are finishing Vexx tonight. Oh, yeah, also, I'll get to that in a moment. So, Twitch updated their API recently, which made a lot of people have to reconnect to Twitch, the various apps they use, stuff like Tits, I'm assuming BikuBot, basically anything that connects to Twitch. Tits being Twitch integrated their own system. I don't have a lot of those tools, but I do use Cruise Control, which does connect to Twitch. And I recently learned that I was using a very outdated version of it that connected through Twitch through an obsolete method that doesn't work anymore. So I had to download the new version of Cruise Control and update through that. So my adventure in troubleshooting led to me trying to follow the instructions to get an authentication token from Twitch. Previously, there were third-party services that could do that for you, but the one that Cruise Control used when I originally set it up a couple years ago shut down. So while the token was still valid, it wouldn't be able to connect to chat or anything. However, with the API update, I had to do a different method. What Cruise Control wanted me to do, Cruise Control is a script, mind you. It's not an app, it is a script. It runs in the background. It wants you to have it try to authenticate with Twitch and then spit out an error, because it's going to fail. And for the life of me, I couldn't get it to spit out the correct link. It kept linking back to my own IP address or a file on my hard drive, since Cruise Control is a file on the hard drive. It turns out, what had happened was I had specified the chat, or rather the channel, that it would connect to for chatting, but not the channel that it's trying to pull the authentication link from. So it was connecting to chat, and unable to because I didn't have the token, but not spitting out a link to the token I need, because I never specified a channel for it. And when I got that sorted out, it still didn't work, and then I figured out that I had miscopied the token and accidentally left out the first digit. Then I got it to work. Cruise Control is working again. On top of that, the yawn command actually plays a sound again. So everything with Cruise Control is working. In fact, it's working better than ever. I also had another tech issue earlier. Something between my laptop and my monitor doesn't seem to be agreeing with each other. So that was fun, but it's the same issue I had before when I briefly moved to the newer NVIDIA drivers, so I knew how to fix it. I'm hoping this doesn't become too much of a recurring issue. I did go a couple weeks without any issues, and prior to it happening in the first place, I didn't have any issues at all since I got the laptop. Now, I will say, it seems to happen when I connect my monitor to my laptop, when my laptop is already on, and the monitor fails to display anything. So if that happens, I know that I need to do these steps again. I don't know what's causing it yet. I haven't looked into it. Since I have a solution that works, it just takes a couple reboots to get it to actually work. I'm hoping that's all I need to do. Linux is fucky, computers are fucky. I do need to run some updates on this thing, which I will do after I back up my laptop in May. Since I don't do updates until after I back up laptops. And thankfully, OBS still doesn't have an update, so I don't have to worry about the new NVIDIA drivers. This has been better than last year. Yeah, I mean, a fix that solves my problems for some time, and again, I don't know what caused it in the first place, is better than what I've been dealing with. I suspect somewhere along the way a component needs to update or needs reinstalling. Hopefully updating my laptop will fix it. Might make it worse. I don't know. But it's fixed now. This is after a couple reboots, so it's working. Now, as to for tonight, we are going to be attempting to finish Vexx. I will not end stream until I beat this damn game. If we beat it and I still have time left, then I am going to play F-Zero GX. Just to fill out time. Yawn. Okay. Also, next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I will not be streaming, but I will be streaming Thursday and Fridays. It's going to be a short week, because Thursday and Friday are the first 2 days of May that line up with the marathon stream days. Going forward with my May and October marathons, I will be streaming Monday through Friday for the month. And then any extra days from either the start of the month or the end of the month that bleed into the previous or next month, I'll just take off for that week. Most likely. Okay. So. Alright. Let's do it. 330 streams, holy shit. Also, I did something big today. I cooked a big meal for supper that I'm very proud of. I cooked some mashed potatoes and gravy. And heated up some leftover beef roast. And broccoli. Frozen broccoli. In garlic butter. And it was absolutely delicious. I don't want to get into too much of specifics, but there is a non-zero chance this year that my living arrangements will change slightly, in the sense that I will be living with less people. I'm not moving out necessarily, but there is a chance that Zeno and I will have the house to ourselves going forward, or at least for some time. Because I've mentioned before, my grandma lives next door. It's almost like a tradition that just kind of accidentally happened that I don't feel like going into. But she is not doing too well. And my brother and I are in... I cannot believe I just did that. My brother and I are inheriting the house. So the plan is our parents are going to move into my grandma's house. And then Zeno and I will stay here at least for now. Where we go beyond that, I don't know. But this does mean I need to speedrun, getting my novel out, and or getting a job. And it also means that I need to up my cooking game so I can properly cook for myself. Because I don't want to always rely on Zeno. That, and to make it fair, if I gotta be able to cook for multiple people, which means I need to be better at cooking so I can cook for Zeno or whoever else ends up staying there. Yep, back to this torture. Whoopsies. I sometimes wonder how some of my high school classmates are doing, because I know some of them refuse to do their own laundry or even cook at all, thinking that their girlfriends would do it for them, and sometimes I wonder how they're doing, if I'm actually doing any better than them. I feel like in multiple ways I probably am, because I would not be surprised that many of my classmates peaked in high school. Alright, here we go. Is the game that bad? It's not bad. This is just a really, really hard final boss. It's a really, really long fight. That was the wrong button. There are no checkpoints at all during this fight, and it's at least 3 phases. Technically more, given that there's phases within those phases. Because first you're dealing with the shadow creeps and Dark Yabu directly, where there's 3 parts to it. One where he's sending the creeps at you, then throwing fireballs at you, and then both. Then there's the spider. Then he's on a pillar that you need to break. Then he's on multiple pillars. And then you can just deal the final blow and kill him. So I feel like those types either trick some poor girl into a relationship or they just live in filth. Yeah. Yeah, this is just a really long fight, and it's not really all that easy. It's really the spider phase that's going to get you because he deals so much damage. You have opportunities to heal before and after if you can kill the shadow creeps without getting killed yourself. These little guys are the shadow creeps. Alright. So, sub-phase 2. He throws fireballs up, but you don't actually see them land. Ow. Now, sub-phase 3. Alright. Spider phase. Alright, he hits us with 1 ground slam and we're dead. Alright. Ow.
Kill him! Kill him! Kill him now!
I'm not even that close to you. Wait, already? Interesting. Alright. That's better. Shit. Okay, so you can only hit him once. Oh, come on, I got caught by his leg. Alright, I don't think I made it this far in the fight before. Oh my god, what the fuck? I got caught by him. Come on. What? Oh, he's just fucking with me now. Oh my god, that was so good, though! The game just started fucking with me. There's still another set of phases after that, because that's when he's dealing with the pillars. Or using the pillars. Shit. Well, that's a game over. Last week when we did this, Zeno said this fight didn't look too hard. I dared him to get to this fight before I streamed it again. He said he probably could, and then never did. So it remains to be seen if Zeno would actually find this fight difficult. Because I'd like to think I'm good at this game. And I find this difficult. Also, the annoying thing is, you never actually really directly fight Dark Yabu in this form. You only directly fight him in his spider form, and all you're doing is attacking the amulet. In the last set of phases for the fight, when you fight him, you're actually deflecting his own attacks back at him, so you're not even fighting him directly. Which is kind of odd for a game where the majority of the combat is beating the ever-loving shit out of everything nearby in front of you. He actually just saved me. I mean, that's the main reason why I don't think this fight is very well designed, is because it goes against what the game has taught the player up until this point. Just because you're not directly fighting Dark Yabu. So it's not a satisfying final boss for a game where you are up close and personal with every enemy. It's an odd choice, in my opinion. Because again, you don't fight him directly. So I'm going to try not to read chat while I'm actively fighting the boss, so I will read that message when I have a moment. I will read it, don't worry. Unless I am particularly distracted, I read every chat message, or at least I try to.
Vexx!
Okay, that was rude. How dare you? You're supposed to be on your best behavior, and you dare try to jump scare me or distract me with dicks? Normally that would work, but I am determined to shove Dark Yabu's hands so far up his own ass he's going to be breathing fire out of his hands. Ow. Not really in a position I want to be in. Spooter should be dieted. Alright, so my mistake was jumping the second time. We're doing a long jump then. Nice, nice. So something I've noticed, when he has his hands down and is actively crawling with them, he'll try to... Okay, maybe he won't. Never mind. Tell you what, Chad, if I can beat him before 8 o'clock, which is in 15 minutes, I will... No, wait a minute. I shouldn't make promises about gifting 5 subs. That's... Trying to save money, Spike. Be smart. Don't make bets you know you're not going to keep. Let me rephrase it. Don't make bets you know you're not going to win. Ow! I was so far away. What is that bullshit? Also depends on player. Like me and my cousin played Metal Gear Solid. He had trouble with Raven in the tank, but I beat him first try. Or had trouble against Ocelot. Well, he had an easier time. So, Xeno does not typically play platformers, so he wouldn't necessarily have an easier time with the platforming, but that doesn't mean he'll have a harder time with the bosses, because he and I are better at different things. I am better, usually, with precise platforming and reflexes, while he's better with strategy and improvising mid-combat. I naturally struggle with combat in almost any game because I am very bad at predicting my opponents. I am especially bad against human players because I am extremely bad at predicting human opponents. Which is why while I like fighting games, I usually play them by myself or with people who are close to my skill level. But like, I grew up playing a lot of platformers. Xeno was actually pretty late to the gaming party on his own. He can tell you more about that though. I don't need to be telling everybody about his gaming habits unless he wants me to. But like, I grew up playing Super Mario World, Castlevania 4, Mega Man X, and then later Mario 64, Tonic Trouble, Rayman 2, and Toy Story 2 for N64, and Gex. I played Gex 2 and 3. Some of those games I will stream at some point. I have been wanting to replay Toy Story 2 because it's been an ungodly long time since I last played it. I've been waiting until I had an opportunity to stream it. I personally think it's one of the better licensed 3D platformers of its era. But it's been a long time since I last played it. I remember it being really good, and I liked it enough as a kid to beat it multiple times. But I mean, like, some of the games in my collection I have owned and been playing for damn near 30 years. Well, not exactly 30 years, obviously, but closer to 27 for some of them. Alright, we're at full health, which gives us a slight advantage over him. Though, really, he can kill us faster than we can kill him. Alright, that's a miss. Honestly, though, knowing how Xeno plays games, I think the thing he would struggle with is just the random jank this game tends to have. Because there are moments where Vexx will just get caught on random things, usually parts of enemies or just random objects. So, maybe he's not full of shit. Maybe he will actually find this fight easy. And the way to know is to actually watch him play it, and he hasn't done that yet. But, as is usually the case, if with games like this, if Xeno calls me full of shit for saying something is too difficult, I tell him, okay, then you beat it, wise guy, then he beats it, and then I no longer get to complain. We had that happen with Metroid last year. Not only did that happen with Metroid, he actually beat it on original hardware in one sitting. I was playing it on Switch, and I was making heavy use of save states and rewinds. Draw your own conclusions. This is my long way of saying that Xeno may have a point, and I may just be bad at this particular fight. Which doesn't make the game bad. I'm not even saying the game is bad. I'm just saying that I don't like this boss fight. And that's the thing. I make mistakes sometimes. I'm actually prone to mistakes a lot, and that makes me frustrated. And when I am frustrated, I think, okay, this is bad because I'm not enjoying it. But what's really going on is, I don't like it because I am struggling to do it. Which are very different things. Vexx is a good game. It's not an amazing game. But it's also not a bad game. Ow. Oh, he's faster with that. Progress! We have progress. Alright, now we got the shadow creeps again. We got something different we need to do. That's what we need to do. We just need to stay away from him so we don't go down with him. We did it!
Curse you, boy! I won't let it end like this. My hate will keep me.
No, I really shouldn't. That's why I didn't... That's why I stopped myself. I didn't actually say how many subs. I stopped myself, but that's what I was going to say. Because I really shouldn't. That's $25. That's... Actually, no, that's $30 now. That's $30 that I really shouldn't spend right now. I really should not be making bets like that. Even though I did win. Good game suggestion. It'd be kind of limited because I would only want to play a GameCube game.
We should have known at the time. I guess we all make mistakes. Perhaps the only thing worse than failing is the fear of failing. Ultimately, we've set things right. Fortunately, there are those who continue to do so.
That's Vexx. So yeah, Vexx was supposed to get a sequel titled Vexx 2 Escape from Hell, but with the abysmal sales of the first game, it never happened. And I think a couple years later, Acclaim ended up going bankrupt. Alright, so, by the way, Zeno, are you listening? I owe you a massive apology. Chat? That wasn't that hard. The main difficulty is just the general jank of the game. For two reasons. One, sometimes when you're doing the uppercut swing, you'll get hit first by the shadow creeps, and other times you'll hit them first. And that slam that the spider form does when he's chasing you, I cannot make sense of its hitbox. Sometimes he hits you from far away, sometimes he doesn't. The purple light cloud shit that comes out doesn't actually seem to do anything, it's just there for visuals. So it's kind of a gamble if he'll even be able to hit you with it. I was able to more consistently dodge the bigger one when he jumps up in the air. But yeah, all things considered, that fight is not actually all that hard. But most of the difficulty comes from not understanding the jank of the game, because this game is janky. Not quite in the way that Mario 64 is, but it is still janky. Alright, so I'm going to let the credits play out of respect for the team. This is a good game. Like, this is a good game. It is not an amazing game, but I would recommend it. No, I mean, janky games sell well all the time. The problem was it wasn't marketed, and it was kind of similar to Jak and Daxter, which most would probably argue is a better game. The main problem with the game, really, is that it doesn't really do much new other than being an edgy 3D platformer, which is kind of unique. Like, it kind of retreads Mario 64 in a lot of ways. At least in terms of game mechanics and whatnot. Because this really is just edgy Mario 64. But it's still good. It's still worth playing. Give me a moment. Now, I'll write my little review post blurb. After stream. I won't do that right now. How many copies did this game sell? Alright. So I seem to remember in Matt McMuscles' What Happened video, he does cover how many people, or how many copies of the game were sold. But he wasn't able to find a direct sales number. And it was based on a comment from an old forum that claimed Vexx only sold about 25,000 copies. I am unsure if that's accurate, because I remember reading a comment on YouTube that may have been from Matt himself, where he actually did find a proper sales number later after the video had already been finished. But I don't remember what it was. I mean, I can actually check right now. I'll just mute that tab. Came across some non-public insider info that states overall lifetime sales of Vexx are actually a good deal better than what's been publicly reported. While never placed on the NPD charts, making it hard to track, seems it solely sold just enough across all three versions that it neared something closer to 200,000 total units in lifetime sales. Far from a million seller and not enough to save a claim, but it seems it had more Vextitude after all. Oh my god, Vextitude. Okay, so not 25,000, closer to 200,000, which still kind of abysmal. But I mean, I've played indie games that have sold better than that, and indie games usually sell poorly. Me? Thank you. Alright. Really wish I could figure out why my stream preview keeps pausing. Thank you, Lizard Man. Alright. So, we are going to swap games. I'm going to grab F-Zero GX, and I might grab another game or two. Just so we have something to do for the next 2 hours, roughly. I might wind up ending an hour early or 30 minutes early because I didn't get a chance to shower earlier because I exercised pretty late. And then almost immediately, and then an hour later made food. And I needed that hour to rest. Well, it was closer to an hour 45 minutes later. So, we'll see. My plan was to keep going until I beat the game, and I beat the game 2 hours earlier than I expected. I expected it to take it, well, an hour earlier, because I expected this to take at least 2 hours. So I'll be back. Enjoy the music. Might want to turn your volume down. Alright, chat, we have a choice. We have a couple choices. So I brought 3 games down with me. We are only playing 2 of them. I brought F-Zero GX, Mario Kart Double Dash, and Soul Calibur 2. We're going to spend an hour each on 2 games. So, I actually don't like Double Dash. So I would like to personally skip it, if I can, but I know it's a very popular game. I do know how to play the game, obviously, because I play a lot of Mario Kart. I just don't like Double Dash in particular. But I like F-Zero GX, even though I'm stuck on it, and I 100%ed Soul Calibur 2 when I was a fucking kid. So, what do you guys want to see? You want to see F-Zero GX, Mario Kart Double Dash, or Soul Calibur 2? I will pick whatever the first 2 games are. And keep in mind, I know I said I don't like Mario Kart Double Dash. If you want to see it, I will stream it. So that's one for Soul Calibur. We might actually start with Soul Calibur. So that's Mario Kart or F-Zero. What do you guys want to see? Whoever speaks next gets to pick. If no one picks, I will pick F-Zero. So, going once, going twice, going 3 times, 3.5. 0 it is. So, there. Soul Calibur 2 remains my all-time favorite fighting game. I have been playing the GameCube version since I was a kid. Since roughly 2003. Might have been 2004.
Transcending history and the world, a tale of souls and swords, eternally retold.
Oh yeah, we're gonna let this intro play out. This is my childhood right here. One of my best friends growing up, one of his favorite games is also Soul Calibur 2. And I bought this game because of him. Well, I didn't buy it, but I asked for it because of Link. I saw in a little game ad. It's like, not really a magazine. It was one of the pamphlets that they, I guess, hand out at some places. And I saw that Link was in it. I was like, I have to have this. Because I loved Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. And the funny thing about Link in this game is he is absurdly broken for the sole reason that he is great for fishing for ring outs. Because one of his throws can ring out from very far away. And that is how you play Link. You fish for ring outs. It is the most efficient way of playing as him, and it's really funny. So compared to Soul Calibur 1, this game is missing Rock, Huang, and Siegfried, and Lizard Man. Siegfried kind of got absorbed into Nightmare as far as the movesets go. Berserker is literally Rock, or rather Rock's moveset. Lizard Man is Lizard Man's moveset, however, this is a Lizard Man, not the character named Lizard Man. It's two different Lizard Men. It's weird. And Huang Song Yong, who got ultimately replaced by Yun Song, got his moveset put in Assassin. Yeah, they did. Right. Not quite widescreen, that'll have to do. Hey, Jay. So, you can't use the bonus characters in Extra Arcade. You can only use them in Versus mode or Practice. Full cast, like I said, I have everything in this game. I have literally everything unlocked. I've done everything. We have Mitsurugi, Link, who's the guest character for the GameCube version. In the PS2 version, it's Heihachi, and in the Xbox version, it's Spawn. And in the HD remaster for PS3 and 360, it's both Heihachi and Spawn. Since it never came to Wii U or got ported any further than that, we never got to see a game that had Link, Heihachi, and Spawn in it. Since Seth MacFarlane granted Spawn for use in the game, he was also the guest artist and made this monstrosity. Necrid, who's considered one of the worst characters in the series. Taki. Talim, who's new for this game. Cassandra, who's new for this game. Yun Song, who's new for this game, and ultimately replaced Huang Song Yong. Raphael. I don't remember if Raphael was new. Kilik. Shanghua. Maxi. Yoshimitsu, unrelated to the Tekken character. I might want to fix brightness. Yeah, hang on. Charade, who is this game's Mimic character, and has never been seen since outside of Soul Calibur 3's story mode. Nightmare, who is actually an amalgamation of both Nightmare and Siegfried's movesets. It's kind of weird. This is the only game aside from the original Soul Blade that only features one of them, rather than both. Ivy, who I think is not new for this game. Cervantes. Sophitia. Astaroth, who I think is new for this game and kinda sorta replaced Rock, even though Rock ended up coming back in Soul Calibur 3. Voldo. And Selena. Where's Lloyd Irving? He's only in the bad one. So I'm gonna start with Link. Let's get that out of the way. And Link's weapons are the Master Sword, the Razor Sword from Majora's Mask, the Armos series, the Megaton Hammer, the Cane of Burna, the Mirror Shield, the Magic Sword, Big Orange Sword, Soul Edge Complete, Great Fairy Sword, and the Bug Catching Net. I only use the joke weapons because they're funny.
His desire to surpass others drives him onward.
Sorry, I'm very normal about this game. I like talking about it. It's one of my favorite games.
Quit now, if you want to live.
Battle 1.
Welcome to the Fantasy Zone. Get ready.
Oh, Ujaya, thank you. 25 months, holy shit.
You win. Battle 2.
No, they actually affect stuff. They have different stats. Some weapons are stronger, some drain your health, some deal extra damage to your opponent, some can break guards, some make it easier for your guard to be broken.
Versus Shanghua.
The joke weapons
Stands again before
are just cosmetic. They don't actually do anything. Aside from playing funny sound effects, usually.
Here I come!
Battle 1. Fight.
Okay. That better not be Soul Calibur.
Just kidding.
That's not Soul Calibur. Okay. No, but she's dealing a lot of damage.
Ring out.
Yeah, later on in the series, the weapons became cosmetic.
Final battle. Fight.
I think that started with Soul Calibur 4. And the series has had multiple guest characters throughout the course of it. Soul Calibur 2 had Link, Heihachi, and Spawn. Soul Calibur 3 was supposed to have Dante from the Devil May Cry series, but they weren't able to get him in time. So to compromise, they included Cosmos' outfit from Xenosaga as an unlockable bonus. It's just an outfit, though, it's not her. Soul Calibur 4 had Darth Vader, Starkiller, and Yoda.
Fight.
Come on. There we go. Broken Destiny had Kratos. The stupid hack and slash or whatever it was on Wii had Lloyd Irving from Tales of Symphonia, even though he doesn't actually have any of his weapons from the game. 5 had Altair from Assassin's Creed. And there was a hidden version of Devil Jin in the character customization from Tekken. And then 6 had Geralt of Rivia from The Witcher, 2B from Nier Automata, and Hao Maru from Samurai Shodown.
Cassandra.
Fun fact, this outfit for Cassandra is based on the Valkyrie's outfit from The Legend of Valkyrie.
I'm going all out.
Battle 1. Fight.
I do know how to play Link, I'm just doing the lame way to be funny.
Battle 2. Fight.
Yep, that's his joke weapon, Kendra. Well, come on in. Come on. Here we go. I do know how to actually play as Link. I'm just doing it the lame way because it's funny.
Versus Maxi. His soul burns fire.
Might be a bit hard to ring out here.
Fight.
Never mind. Alright.
You battle 2.
Oh, wait, I'm closer to it this time. Here we go.
You win. Final battle. Fight.
Funny you mentioned that. The most efficient way, whoops, to play the game as Link is to ring out every time. And I remember one of my friends did send me a video of someone speeding through the arcade mode by just ringing out everyone as Link. So you're not too far off the mark. Because Link's row here can ring out from rather far away. Because he does a really weird motion compared to most of the throws in the game. Which also makes him one of the scariest characters to fight, because I can just do that. I just need the right angle. Because basically, if his back is to a ledge, and he grabs you, he will pull you around and throw you off. But yes, it is risky, especially against Maxi. That was an incredibly stupid choice for me, because Maxi can ring out very easily. Maxi is a button masher.
Battle 1. Fight.
Stop that. Ow! Hey, listen, man, it's you. I think he's actually down here. Oh! I cannot get this angle. There we go. Actually, it's true. There is a Hylian on screen.
Win. Final battle. Fight.
Isn't that so easy?
You win. Versus Raphael. Watch quietly and learn. Battle 1. Fight. Ring out.
Do you think Link helps his opponent climb back up, or does he just wait for them to come back?
Battle 2. Fight. Ring out. You win.
I'm gonna play the PS3 version again, 100% that, because I have this on PS3 as well, but I haven't 100%ed it. It takes a while. It's not simple. You gotta do a lot of back and forth grinding and, No, this is the final fight. That's his destined battle. That's his guaranteed opponent before the final boss. Nightmare! Sorry, Inferno is the final boss.
Versus Inferno. The seal was broken, and a new era of terror has begun. Final battle. Fight.
Well, you get a chance on the Switch too if you have the expansion pack membership, assuming you get one.
Fight.
Ooh, tech. Oh! Uh-oh. Tekken 7's a good one. I haven't played that in a while.
9.
Maybe someone who's not... Okay.
Fight.
Yeah, we're gonna play... We're probably only gonna have enough time for one more run of arcade mode before we swap games.
Fight.
Oh, that's bad. That's one of his good weapons. Shit. Yeah, Inferno in extra mode can pick any weapon from any character aside from Link and Necrid. And the bonus characters. You cannot ring him out because there is no edge here. There we go. So, Soul Calibur, like some of the older Tekkens, has a mimic character. In this game, it's Charade, but Inferno is also a mimic character. So they can have any character's moveset aside from the guest characters and bonus characters. And in extra mode, they can have any character's weapon. So what weapon you get is also random. Link came to this world in order to defeat the evil which threatened Hyrule. After a long journey, Link finally succeeded in sealing away the terrible evil. In doing so, he not only saved his homeland from peril, but also maintained the tranquility of this world. Link then quietly left this world. A faint echo of his ocarina was all that remained. This came out after Majora's Mask. So the last time we saw Adult Link was Ocarina of Time. The whole reason Link comes to this world is because when he defeated Ganondorf at the end of Ocarina of Time, he sensed that the evil had not been sealed away completely. So he traveled to this world to find the source of Ganon's evil, which was Soul Calibur. Sorry, Soul Edge. Soul Calibur's the good sword. Alright. So my main in this game is kind of actually several characters, because I played this game enough as a kid, I was obsessed with half the cast. In some of the other games, when he's available, my main is Juan. But throughout the series, my actual main is Mitsurugi. God, he's hot. Both of them are hot, actually. They are unlocked, you just can't use them in this mode. You can only use them in versus and practice mode. It's kind of lame.
Battle 1. Fight.
I 100% in this game. I have everything unlocked. The 3 bonus characters are Assassin, Berserker, and Lizard Man, which are based on Hwang Sung-young, Rock, and Lizard Man from the first game. Well, previous game. The first game was Soul Blade, not Soul Calibur. It was Soul Blade, then Soul Calibur, and then Soul Calibur 2. You can use Luigi in the single-player Smash 64. Any of the characters you can unlock, you can use them in the single-player. They have their own break the targets and board the platform stage.
Don't worry, Talam. Believe in yourself.
Even Luigi. You've been able to make a custom character in Soul Calibur since Soul Calibur 3. Every game except for the Wii one had custom characters. A lot of people loved 5's character creation because it was really in-depth.
Remember it. Versus Charade. Seeking to complete itself, a fragment takes on human form. Let's go.
Oh, I see, Kendra. Okay, I completely misinterpreted what you said. I get it now. Ow. Oh god, Charade is Voldo. I thought you were saying that that's like how in Smash 64. You can't. Not that that's like if Smash 64 did that. To be fair, they are bonus characters and are not canon. Yeah, that's Voldo's joke weapon, the tambourines. Before I swap games, I'll show everyone's joke weapons just so you can see what they are. Wait, is that Keelik's legendary weapon? It was draining his health. Yeah, that's really funny.
A difficult journey lies ahead of her. Swords are not toys.
Give up already.
Battle 1. Fight.
Oh god. Huh?
You lose.
This sword.
Battle 2. Fight.
Oh, the fucking Soul Calibur announcers are amazing. At least in the first two. Soul Calibur and 2. Yeah, I got perfected by a fucking AI. I don't even know what difficulty they're on. Oh god, I hate Ivy.
9. Battle 1. Fight.
I got you.
Yeah, she's a dominatrix. This is just her alt costume.
You win. Come back when you're ready. Battle 2. Fight. No use.
The only way to play Mitsurugi in Soul Calibur 2 is to just be absurdly aggressive.
Just as I thought. Versus Yoshimitsu. Strike! His purpose is shrouded.
And to be clear, this is a different Yoshimitsu than the one in Tekken. The one in Tekken is an alien.
Try me.
This guy's just weird.
Repent. Battle 1. Fight.
Yeah, this is not the alien from Tekken. This is just a weird guy. He's just like this. Yoshimitsu is not an uncommon name in Japan, from what I know.
Battle 2. Fight.
I mean, there's enough named characters in fighting games that you are eventually going to have two characters with the same name. It's just kind of funny how, in this case, it's two characters from the same company. Because, like, there's a Ryu in Street Fighter, and there's a Ryu in Dead or Alive. The John of Japan? I don't know about that. But Yoshimitsu is not an uncommon name. At the very least, someone's nickname in Japanese being Yoshi, like Yoshi P for Final Fantasy, is not uncommon. Oh, hey, there's Assassin.
Battle 1. Fight.
Assassin is actually Hwang Sung Yong from Soul Calibur. A character who, outside of Soul Calibur and Soul Blade, is in this, or is in 3 and 6. And in 3, he is just a bonus character. He's not even a full character.
Battle 2.
He ultimately got replaced by Yun Sung. Except in 6, where Yun Sung isn't in the game and instead it's Hwang, who was DLC for the second, or I think he was actually the last DLC character added in the game. This party kicked him. Pretty much. Sorry, I know a lot about Soul Calibur. This is one of my favorite game series. It's certainly my favorite fighting game series. I love Soul Calibur. I love this exchange.
You again? I've had enough of you.
Haven't you had enough?
He literally just said that, woman.
Battle 1. Fight.
Honestly, Kendra, if you really want to get into Soul Calibur, 6 is absolutely worth playing. 6 is really good. And it's also still available. So unlike 4 and 5, you can actually get all the DLC if you so choose. Because 4 got 4 got delisted because of the Star Wars content, and 5 got delisted because of the Assassin's Creed content. They lost the licenses. And the HD version of 2 also got delisted because of the Spawn license. But, I'm sure Soul Calibur 2 and 3 emulate pretty well on Dreamcast, GameCube, and PS2 emulators. So they're all worth playing. I can't recommend Soul Blade as much, which is the actual first game. The first game is not called Soul Calibur. However, I've never actually played it. I only briefly played it on an emulator and didn't even bother unlocking anything.
Versus Inferno. The terror known as the
Yeah, they're just probably more poorly written. This the Mitsurugi Taki exchange is the funniest because Mitsurugi says he's had enough, and then Taki asks him if he's had enough. Is that the weapon I'm currently using? Oh my god, it is. Spider-Man pointing main. Oh. Yeah, Soul Calibur is a good series. You could probably get away with only playing 6. It is a reboot of the story. The story was always a mess, though. No, that's a faux pas. Going from Cassandra to Sophitia. Ow. Oh god. Oh god, I recognize that. That's Sophitia's Soul Edge. That's a good one. Okay, we're good. So the sword that's coming out of Inferno is Soul Calibur.
This isn't what I've been searching for.
Soul Calibur is the blade, is the good blade. Soul Edge is the bad blade. Soul Edge is evil, Soul Calibur is good. After countless battles and deadly duels, Mitsurugi finally possessed Soul Edge, the ultimate sword. But he soon realized that the weapon was inherently evil. Surely this can't be the sword I've been seeking. Mitsurugi shattered the demonic blade to pieces. Without a moment's rest, Mitsurugi embarked on another journey to find the true Soul Edge. So funny thing, Soul Edge can only be broken by a holy weapon like Soul Calibur, and Mitsurugi just broke it himself. God, I love this game. For over 20 years, this has been my favorite fighting game. Alright. So I'll show the weapon, the joke weapons to everyone. I don't know why Raphael is first, but... So Raphael's joke weapon is just a cane. Like, Raphael's main weapon is a rapier. And his joke weapon is this cane that doesn't even have a sword in it. Remember, two different entries having Star Wars guest characters, one Darth Vader, the other Yoda? That was both versions of 4. On PS3, 4 had Darth Vader with Yoda as DLC, and on Xbox 360, it had Yoda with Darth Vader as DLC. Both of them had The Apprentice as well, and if you owned Star Wars The Force Unleashed and had save data for it, in Soul Calibur 4, the Apprentice's name would be changed to Star Killer. So that's two versions of the same game, Soul Calibur 4. Talim's joke weapon is weights. Talim uses... what are these? They're elbow blades. So they're kind of like Tonfa. In fact, she actually does have Tonfa as a weapon. But her joke weapon is the punishment sticks, basically. So Yun Sung, his main weapon, I should probably show the main weapon first, is White Storm, which he actually stole from the Song family, which is Seung Mina's family. Or no, it's actually his own family. Okay. This is Yun Sung. Or is that Seung Mina? I don't fucking know. Oops. So this is a Chinese sword. It is a curved sword. This is actually a thing called Chinese blade. To make it confusing, Yun Sung's style is Chinese blade, and Shanghua's style is Chinese sword. Ironically, Yun Sung is Korean. I guess Seung Mina's name is just spelled differently in this entry. Interesting. Yun Sung's joke weapon is a child's sword. So Cassandra is new for this game, and she is the sister of Sophitia, who's been in the series since the original. Her weapon was once used by Sophitia, and it's just a shield and a sword. Her joke weapon is the exact same thing as her main weapon, but it was a poorly made kind of sort of prototype from when her sister's husband was an apprentice. Mitsurugi's weapon is Shishio, which is a katana. And Mitsurugi's style of fighting with a katana is specifically a kind of style where you start fights with your weapon sheathed. And you basically, if I remember correctly, you pull it out for quick strikes. It is, I believe, the exact same kind of style that Ryoma uses in Fire Emblem Fates, and in fact, he actually uses a couple moves that Mitsurugi has, likely because they're based in the same form of the style. His joke weapon is a wooden sword. Yeah, Jutsu. Yeah, Jutsu. By the way, none of the other entries have this. They don't have the weapon gallery. This is unique to this game. Taki's weapon are these. Nekimaru and Rekimaru. I'm not sure what these are. They're not... They're kind of like daggers. She's a ninja. But I'm not quite sure what you would call these. I am not that well versed in Japanese weapons. Her joke weapon is a tobacco pipe. Baldo's got one of the weirdest weapons in the game, especially considering where he's from. Baldo is a walking corpse. He is undead. Unsung Sword is a Dao, and Shanghua's is a Jian, though Dao literally means sword, and both are Dao. Okay, that's funny. Baldo, his master, the guy who resurrected him, is Italian. His weapons are not Italian. These are either Middle Eastern or Egyptian, I forget which. These are Manas and Ayos. These are real weapons that are absolutely vicious, because what you're meant to do is, there's like a latch where your fingers go, which closes the blades. You're meant to stab someone with them, like in the gut, and then you pull the latch, which fans the blades out. It is devastating, and it is vicious. Baldo doesn't do that, though. Qatar, okay, they're Indian. He's actually got some of the cooler weapons in the game, including cat claws. His joke weapon is tambourines. Well, his weapon isn't odd, but mainly his fighting stuff. Yeah, well, it's odd because it's an Indian weapon given to a guy who is technically Italian, as far as we know, given that his master has an Italian name, or at least a Roman name. I forget the time period. I know the Ottoman Empire is still around in Soul Calibur, but I believe Verci is Italian. We'll get to Yoshimitsu in a moment. He's one of the unlockable characters, so we got a little bit to go before we get to him. I'll get to him, though. Nightmare's weapon is Soul Edge. Now, Nightmare is actually Siegfried possessed by Soul Edge, and by extension Inferno, because Inferno is the spirit that controls Soul Edge. Or at least the entity that controls Soul Edge. And Nightmare's ultimate weapon is actually Soul Calibur, which is the anti-Soul Edge, and is actually Siegfried's weapon. Like, his ultimate weapon. His joke weapon is a Gallior, which is my favorite joke weapon in the game because it plays an ocean, like a wave sound. The Ottoman Empire was around to see the Cubs win the World Series. Holy shit, I did not know that. That's funny. Taki's weapons are either a Tonto or a Kaiken, both of which are Japanese daggers with sword swords. Short swords. Blech. Something like that. Yeah. Astaroth's weapon is Kulutus, or Tuus. I'm not sure. Astaroth is kind of a homunculus, I think. He's not actually a living person. He was created, and he just kind of serves as master. Kind of like Voldo, except Voldo's undead. He essentially replaces Rock, who, prior to this game, had an axe, and then starting with Soul Calibur 3, Rock was given a hammer. As a reference to this, his weapon is a caveman's rock on a stick. Ivy's weapon is interesting because it's actually got a piece of Soul Edge in it. But it is a living weapon. It is a whip blade, essentially. And does have a mind of its own. And as we saw in the intro, the individual pieces of the blade can attack independently of Ivy. Or at least separately from her. She's got some of the coolest looking weapons in the game. Her joke weapon isn't really all that interesting because it's just a prototype. Keelik, who got pushed to be the main character of the series for some reason, uses a staff. This is Kali Yuga. I believe Keelik is Chinese, but I'm not sure. His joke weapon is a bamboo staff. Oh no, that wasn't his legendary weapon, it was this. His legendary weapon is the Jingu staff, which is absurdly long. He actually used that in a different fight. Shanghua's weapon is a Chinese sword. She is also Chinese, and her weapon doesn't have a name. Something interesting about her, though, is that she actually has an evil version of Soul Calibur, which you can see on the cover art. And her legendary weapon is also Soul Calibur without being evil. Her joke weapon is a giant calligraphy brush. Maxi's weapons are nunchucks, or nunchakus, however you pronounce them. Funny thing about Maxi, he is actually another character who is replacing the previous character. Because the original nunchuck user in the Soul Calibur series in Soul Blade was Li Long. But Li Long did not return for any of the sequels. Immediately in Soul Calibur for Dreamcast and Arcade, he was replaced by Maxi. However, he did return as a bonus character in Soul Calibur 3, along with Huang Song Yong. Interestingly enough, in Soul Blade, at the time when it came out in the UK, nunchucks were banned. You couldn't even depict nunchucks. So Li Long's weapon was actually a staff split into 3 pieces. It is exclusively in the PAL version of the game where they do that. His weapons aren't really all that interesting because they're just different flavors of nunchucks. Some have knives. One of them has a flail. His joke weapon is an old weapon left behind in storage and is now full of termites. Alright, once we get down here, we'll get to the guest character, so there's Yoshimitsu. We'll get to him, though. Necrid, I'm going to skip because his weapons are really boring. You can't even see what they are unless you're actively playing as them. Necrid sucks. I've already shown off Link. You know Link, it's about catching up. Sophitia, who has been in this series since the original, but was not really replaced by Cassandra, but Cassandra is the default Sword and Shield user in Soul Calibur 2, where Sophitia has to be unlocked. Incidentally, both ended up getting replaced by their kids in Soul Calibur 5. She's kind of like Cassandra because she has a Sword and Shield. Her joke weapon is also a weapon forged by her husband when he was still an apprentice. Seong Mina, who I think her name is spelled differently in this game, is another Korean character who uses, I think it says here Zanbato. Probably butchering that. Which is kind of like Keelik, but it's got a blade at the end. Her joke weapon is a broom. Xeno uses the broom a lot. Funnily enough, the feathers on the broom looks awfully similar to the edge of this weapon, and I think it's the same thing, just retextured. Alright. Kendra, are you here? Here's Yoshimitsu. I'll actually show off Yoshimitsu's other weapons if you're interested. His weapons aren't really all that interesting, but each one comes with that flag that he carries. Oh, you use her halberd most. Okay. So it's kind of a katana, but he only really uses one hand, so it might be slightly different. But he has a different fighting style than Mitsurugi. But he's just got various types of katanas. They're not really all that interesting, because they're all just kind of a different katana. That one's longer. This is his legendary weapon, and his joke weapon is a cane. Specifically for a shepherd. Cervantes also wields a piece of Soul Edge, funnily enough. He has 2 weapons, one of which has a pistol hidden in it. His joke weapon is a wooden sword. Well, 2 wooden swords. Oh, that's it? Aw. There's something I want to show, though. Just off so you can see the characters. Yoshi had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow. I just wanted to show that. So these are the 3 bonus characters that I couldn't select before. You can only select them in extra verses and extra practice. They are not available in any other mode, and it's really fucking lame. Since they aren't really canon characters. Assassin and Berserker do show up in Soul Calibur 3 as random characters you fight in the single player, but they have different movesets. Mostly because Rock and Huang are actually in the game. Lizard Man is a fightable character in Soul Calibur 6's story mode, and really annoyingly does actually have his regular moveset in the game, but you can never select it. Even though you can make Lizard Man in the character creator. It's really stupid. Alright. So we're going to move on to our last game. Give me a moment here. We'll be playing this for the next hour. This is one of the first times Nintendo and Sega collabed on something. Fun fact, F-Zero GX and its arcade version F-Zero AX actually run on the Monkey Ball engine. And the composer for both games, Monkey Ball, and, well, at least the composer for F-Zero GX, I don't know if it's the Monkey Ball composer, is also the Yakuza composer. We're just gonna start with Novice. Oh, wait a minute. I'm on Expert? Huh. I'm gonna start with Novice to make it easier. I want Mrs. Arrow to crush my head between her toned thighs, killing me instantly. That's one is, yeah. Yawn. I'm so glad that works again. Basically, since I came back to streaming, it stopped working. When I took that, when it was like 2 weeks off in January. cannot wait to play this on Switch 2 and actually be able to play it online. So we still 100% a Promise Mascot Academy. Nice. How is it? I haven't actually seen any gameplay of it. Yawn. So I don't actually know how it is. That's okay, Kendra. Since you didn't get to see it, Yoshimitsu's joke weapon is a shepherd's crook. It's that cane thing that shepherds use. Helping another Linux user. Yeah, I was actually having a tech issue earlier, but I fixed it. So for some reason, occasionally my laptop does not play nice with my monitor and it causes problems. Top 5 game of the year for you? I might have to look into it. Oh, good God. See, I actually have a reason to be tired today. I exercised. I hope the GameCube Online is good on Switch 2. Based on the treehouse footage, the emulation looks like it might be fine. Sure hope it is. That's the thing that worries me, that it's just going to be bad emulation. Builder PC. Huh. Yeah, going from my old laptop to this one was like night and day. I've had some issues with this laptop, namely with NVIDIA drivers. But that's not necessarily a problem with Pop! OS. It's more of an issue with NVIDIA because NVIDIA fucking sucks. Unfortunately, everything supports them and uses them. I don't really have a choice. Guess we don't fully know until it comes. True. I don't think they would have stolen Dolphin's source code, because Nintendo does have a team that handles their emulation. I believe they're a French team. And literally all they do is make emulators for Nintendo. They might not be French, but they are European, I believe. So, if any of the music in this game sounds like Yakuza, or Like a Dragon music to you, the reason why is because this is the Yakuza composer. Kendra, the problem with Ocarina of Time at launch was the lack of fog, actually. There was no fog at launch. There's supposed to be. They did fix it. But yeah, it was bad. There was like no fog where there was supposed to be. So a lot of things in the game that were meant to be like hidden or obscured just weren't. But I know what you mean. I mean, it's the reason why I don't really use the N64 app all that much, other than playing multiplayer games. Because it's just worse versions of games I already own. I own every game in the app. Every single Nintendo 64 game on NSO, I own physically, except for Sin and Punishment, which doesn't have an official physical version. Winback, Extreme G, and Ridge Racer 64. And I am hoping... Oh, and Shadow Man, I don't have that either. And for Shadow Man, Extreme G, and Ridge Racer, I am planning on buying physical copies. At some point. And, I'm probably going to get a reproduction part of the translation of Sin and Punishment. I've actually been planning to do that for a long time, and I just never did. So, technically speaking, aside from the multiplayer, and being able to play it on the go wherever, I have no reason to use the N64 NSO app, because it's just worse versions of games I can play elsewhere. That's Banjo-Tooie. It was Tooie, yes. It's only the attract screen. It's not in the game itself. It's just the attract screen. That's when it plays like a gameplay demo of areas in the game. That's called an attract screen. It was used in arcade games, or in arcades, to try to get people to play the game. So, that's why it's called an attract screen, because it attracts players to the game. They see the gameplay and they go, ooh, I'm gonna play this. Yeah, as far as I know, it doesn't actually affect the game in any way. It just makes for a really funny attract screen. But yeah, the N64 app is atrocious. Paper Mario has slowdown in it, which makes one of the boss fights really annoying. So I'd actually recommend playing it elsewhere if you're going to play it. The Muppet cloning. I can't believe they left that in. Isn't it only used in the room where you get the grenades? Because I seem to remember the football guy got electrocuted somehow, and then just multiplied. My Friendly Neighborhood was good. If that has a physical release on PS5, I'm tempted to get it. Just to have. Probably play it again. I really liked My Friendly Neighborhood. That was one of my favorite games that I played last year. Forms mitosis. Sadly, yeah, since the dev was thinking of using it more, but felt it would have made it hard for some or make the game run slower in parts. Hot take. My Friendly Neighborhood is the only good mascot horror. Even though I wouldn't call the game scary. Because it's really not. It's just really good. You'd be scared if you were being chased and they performed mitosis. I mean, that single moment in My Friendly Neighborhood was the scariest moment because I had one Muppet in front of me, got electrocuted, and suddenly there were 8. So yes.
F-Zero TV. From the special F-Zero GP venue, we're broadcasting an interview with the Grand Prix champion. Okay then, I'd like to ask you something. Congratulations on your stunning victory.
I won! I won!
Thank you for the interview. That's it, everyone. We'll see you at the next Grand Prix.
This Game Theory episode talking about how the monsters in My Friendly Neighborhood aren't acting out of malice but misunderstanding and confusion in response to how the outside world works.
Thanks for playing.
Well, that is kind of confirmed by the game itself. It's not really a theory. Because, like, if you play the game, it's pretty obvious. The puppets aren't trying to kill you. They never were. You're just a grumpy old man who hates hugs. A couple of the puppets are probably trying to kill you. Most of the bosses. And the ones in the unfriendly neighborhood. Yeah, I usually don't take anything game theory says to heart. Because, at least when MatPat was running game theory, most of the theories weren't his and he didn't credit the writers who made them. Including the writers who worked for him. And even after he was called out for it, he still didn't do it. So, a lot of his theories also don't hold water. So I don't really listen to anything he says. I never really liked him. Yeah, since we've been playing the GameCube games announced at the GameCube app, are you gonna try that Fire Emblem game that is worth like 5,000 or some shit? Kendra, I own that Fire Emblem. We have it on GameCube. We have the Wii sequel as well. In fact, we own a physical version of every Fire Emblem game released in the US except for the remake of Shadow Dragon. I don't need to wait. I can play it whenever. And the answer is no, because I'm still playing Sacred Stones and I haven't finished it. And I don't want to play multiple ones at once. Ow, 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 ow. Fuck. Some more game theories are based on devs just saying sure whatever, like FNAF. Well, Scott never really had a plan. And he kept changing it on a whim because people kept guessing what he was going to do and he got sour about it. It was mostly because of MatPat. and it was kind of like petty hatred of him for constantly getting things right. So at least in FNAF's case, Matt was right. And I think those theories were his own. And a 59 out of 100 sleep score, leave me alone. I exercise. I'm tired. Have you heard how much I've been yawning? I am eepers. I can't go to bed after stream just right away because I have to shower. Do they have it in Kingdom Hearts 3? I have no idea. I don't know anything about Kingdom Hearts. All I know is that half the villains are Ansem. Oh, look, it's Rob. Okay, so I know a little bit about Kingdom Hearts because I did play Kingdom Hearts 2 growing up and I almost finished the game. I just never bothered to actually finish it. Kingdom Hearts 2 is good. I don't really care about the others all that much. But after Sora came to Smash, I did decide to eventually do a Kingdom Hearts series playthrough, and I'm going to do that after I finish the Yakuza series. I will not be streaming it. Lost the game. Ha! I was never playing. That doesn't work on me. Oh, we're good. I'm gonna have some mashed potatoes when I'm done streaming. Because I made a lot. We only had one package of instant mashed potatoes, and it was a family-sized one, so it's 8 fucking servings. But I wanted mashed potatoes with my food, so I'm gonna be eating mashed potatoes for the foreseeable future. Zeno, do not let me go to bed without putting the mashed potatoes away. Pound on my door if you have to. I'm the one who cooked it, so it's my job to put it away. But last time I made rice, I didn't put it away. Zeno offered, or I asked Zeno to do it, and then I forgot I asked him, and I freaked out when I woke up. Because I forgot I asked him. Fun fact, the song is called Planet Colors. There is a song on this game's soundtrack called Shotgun Kiss that somehow made it into Smash unaltered. A shotgun kiss is not a safe for work thing. Because a shotgun kiss is what Kurt Cobain did to himself. And somehow Sega got away with it. And it made it into Smash, and no one seemed to have any issues with that. Even taken literally, that would be an OSHA violation. It would just kill you. I mean, taking it literally is what it is. There's a reason it's called that. Because that's when you kill yourself with a shotgun. That's what it's called. It's gruesome. It is a gruesome way to go out. No, it's not a euphemism. It's a suicide reference. And it's in a fucking Nintendo game as a song title for some reason. And it somehow made it past the censors in Smash. Smash went through the trouble of making a new version of the DK rap to replace Hell of a Guy with Heck of a Guy, and they didn't bother to change the title Shotgun Kiss. Granted, it was different Smash games, but still. Yeah, one of the Castlevania songs from the original game is called Stalker, and in Smash it is combined with Wicked Child as a kind of medley. And since launch, it was mistitled Starker / Wicked Child, and was never fixed. The song is called Stalker, and it was called that prior to Smash. And that's something that's pissed me off to this day. Because I'm a very big Castlevania fan. I adore the Castlevania series. Ow! Chet, what are some of your favorite game series? My top 3 would be, in no particular order, Castlevania, Yakuza, and Metroid. And I'm not even caught up in the Yakuza series. I haven't actually played the contemporary games. Well, the current contemporary games. I did play 0 when it originally came out, and I never finished it until a couple years ago, like 2023. When I decided to finally sit down and play the Yakuza series. That wasn't... It wasn't 2023, it was 2024. It was last year. Downloaded Fire Emblem, Pokemon, although Metroid and Zelda are pretty damn close as well. I didn't realize Pokemon was so high for you. Yeah, I own, or we own most of the Castlevania games that have released physically, including some of the more expensive ones. And I don't own every Yakuza game, but I will wind up owning most of them when I'm done with the series. And I'm pretty sure we own a physical version of every Metroid game except Metroid 2 and Federation Force. Depends on the mode you're in. Sometimes Zelda or Metro are higher. That's right. Yeah. There we go. Sorry, that track is kind of troublesome for me, so I wanted to be quiet. There is an upcoming track that is harder. Well, actually, a couple.
F-Zero TV. From the special F-Zero GP venue, we're broadcasting an interview with the Grand Prix champion. Okay then, I'd like to ask you something. Can you tell us why you became an F-Zero racer?
The arrows go wherever evil is.
I see. Thank you for the interview. That's it, everyone. We'll see you at the next Grand Prix. F-Zero TV.
F-Zero. I think one day we'll get a new F-Zero. Nintendo has been reviving some dead IPs. So I do think we'll eventually get F-Zero. Because like in the Switch era alone, Big Brain Academy, Clubhouse games, technically Xenoblade, but well, not really Xenoblade because it did have a game on Wii U, but Clubhouse games, Big Brain Academy, and then eventually Tomodachi Life, and actually no, it's more than that. Big Brain Academy, Clubhouse games, Another Code, Famicom Detective Club, all got new games, either through remakes, ports, or well, not ports, but remakes or just new stuff. And a couple more obscure Nintendo games, or Japan-only ones that would normally be ignored, actually came to English apps like Sute Hokun or Panel de Pong. I mean, we even got Devil World on a US Nintendo release for once. It fucking sucks shit, but at least we got it. And then later this year and or next year, I forget which, we're getting a new Tomodachi Life in Rhythm Heaven. But I do expect that we'll eventually get a new F-Zero. Okay. Sorry, Chad. I seem to keep going non-verbal. We might not have enough time to go through all the cups. I think this happened one of the last times I played this. Yeah. Sorry, games like this usually put me deep in thought because I'm just thinking about other things. I have some residual anxiety from the tech issues earlier because it's just kind of how I am, and I'll probably forget about it by tomorrow. Hopefully I don't get a repeat of it. It's kind of annoying, but at least I know how to fix it if it happens again. I'm hoping that it might stop happening after some updates. Because it didn't start happening until after a recent update that I did. So I wonder if it's just something to do with that. That I just need to update again. But I'm going to wait on doing that until after I do my monthly backup. Which will be the first Saturday of May, which is next Saturday. Ain't no way. I wonder if F-Zero 99 is going to get more content. Because it's been a hot minute since the last wave of new content. I haven't played in months. I basically unlocked everything. That's everything that I cared about. I just decided to stop playing until they add more content to the game. Oh, we're good. Yeah, we're good. I guess I'll finish this cup and end stream. Have some more mashed potates. And then I will shower and go to bed. I've still got 3 more races left in this cup. There was a weird period of gaming where gambling and casinos are just a common theme in kids' games. I say that as someone who has never understood the appeal of casinos or gambling. Every time I've seen GIFs or videos of people at a casino, they always look miserable. Whoops.
Of course. Retire.
Like, people who go to casinos, it's mostly old people. Like, boomers or older. And it's just sad what happens in casinos. It's the addiction. Yeah, it's the addiction. I mean, gambling addiction is a recognized medical issue. Or medically recognized issue. I don't know if it's a mental health or what. Because addiction can be caused by a lot of different things. But, like, I have heard stories about old people, be they boomers or seniors, who stay so long at the machines at casinos that they either shit themselves or just die. Because they're not getting food, they're not going to the bathroom, they're not doing anything else because they don't want someone else to get that inevitable bingo. Or jackpot. And it's just depressing to think about. I've been to Vegas, but I was underage at the time, so I wouldn't even have been allowed to use the slot machines. And some of my friends in high school were surprised that I didn't even want to use the slot machines, because, like, you could win big, and I was like, yeah, and I could lose a lot. Like, you stand to lose more than you stand to win. It's just wasting money. House always wins, yep. Now, that doesn't mean I hate everything related to casinos. Hold on. Because I do like blackjack and poker. But I don't play for keeps, I play for fun. Blackjack and poker are actually really fun card games. And they don't have to be related to money. Like, Zeno and I, us two and our sister used to play poker together when we were younger. And my sister is the whole reason I know how to play blackjack. When there's ever been documentation describing gambling withdrawal? I don't know. All I do know is that gambling addiction is a big problem in Japan that nobody wants to talk about. And it's all over the place with gacha machines and gacha games. Though in Japan, some of those things, like the popular UFO catchers, are actually designed to be easier or give you better chances as you keep playing. To try to ease that. Like the UFO catchers at a lot of arcades or places that have them, the claw machines, in Japan, as you keep using them, like for your session until you get a prize, the claw actually starts gripping harder and harder with each try. And if you need help, you can ask someone in the business to play it for you, and they'll do it. You can also ask them to adjust the machine to make it easier for you to win. Which is nice. But I mean, that's the same reason why I don't play gacha games. I talked about this before. Like, gacha games prey on people like me. People who have historically bad impulse control and bad money spending habits. I broke out of those habits because I had a reality check in 2023. And I had to change. Things have gotten better since. A lot better, actually. I have a lot more money saved up now. Whoops. But I'm also not living on my own, and I'm not paying rent or spending money on groceries, so I can actually save up that money. It's not going to last forever, but I'll fucking take it while it lasts. Oh yeah, starting this weekend, I'm going to be working on my novel again, with doing some research. I gotta research Norse mythology still. I didn't do it last weekend, or the weekend that just passed, because I had a stressful week and I didn't feel like doing it. I just wanted to enjoy my days off. Oh, we're good. I don't know what that sound was. I just make noises when things happen. We're good. Bitch! So good. We're still... What? Did I just make the Tim Allen noise? I have 1 life left. If I fail this, I think we're dead. I say as I nearly die. Yeah, we're good. Okay. The last one. Oh, we still got Big Blue. Alright, we'll do this. If I game over or if I beat it, we're done. Either way. Ew, excuse me. This check isn't all that bad. From what I remember, at least. I say as I immediately die afterwards. What did I hit? Alright, this is our last retry. Yeah, okay, we're good. Sorry, I keep going nonverbal. I'm just deep in thought right now. Just a bunch of stuff that I don't feel like talking about because it's not stuff you guys need to know. It's just, you know, my anxiety and political news of the day. You know what happened. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. We don't need to get into it, but we all know what happened. We all know what we woke up to. Bitch! Okay. We're gonna find a raid target. I think I know who our raid target is going to be. I think. Perhaps. Maybe. Possibly. Yeah, I know who our raid target is going to be. Alright.
F-Zero TV. From the special F-Zero GP venue, we're broadcasting an interview with the Grand Prix champion. Okay then, I'd like to ask you something. That's a great machine you've got there.
It's the greatest.
I'd love to ride in that kind of machine just once in my life. That's it, everyone. We'll see you at the next Grand Prix.
I like how it's supposed to be an interview where he asks a question and then some of the responses aren't even questions.
F-Zero TV.
Thanks for playing.
Alright. So that is it for tonight's stream. Thank you all for coming in. I am happy that we finally beat Vexx. Tomorrow, I will be back with a chill stream of We Love Katamari Reroll plus Royal Reverie. It's not going to be a fresh playthrough. I'm just going to play through the levels in order and see if I can find the level list and do them in order. Wednesday, I'll be joined by Ujaya, Simki, and my girlfriend Saroshi, and we'll be playing Risk of Rain 2. And Thursday, last stream before Metroid Mania, I will be streaming Power Wash Sim by myself. I ended up not asking anyone to join me. So, I will see you all tomorrow before we go. If you want to hang out after stream, I have a Discord. If you want to keep up with my bullshit and other updates, I have a Blue Sky. If you ever miss a stream, I have a VOD channel on YouTube. And if you want to get me something nice, I have a Throne. One last yawn before I go. Almost at 1400. And other than that, I will see you tomorrow. Oh, the raid call. Raid call. If you want to join in on the raid message is Dapper Dragon Raid. You can copy that raid message. Use whatever emotes you want, as long as you copy the raid message. That's all I care about. Good night, Glitch. I will see you all tomorrow. We're going to raid my friend Thrice Town. I will see you all then. Bye.